Hey guys, Tomboy61, and it is patch notes. Say highlights of the patch notes. Well, there is a massive carrier nerf. There's of course two separate campaign ships that you have to choose between one, and finally there is of course the spooky Halloween event. All of that is what's coming up in the patch notes. So if you want to hear them, just kind of stay tuned. So first things first, let's go ahead and talk about the Elements of Choice campaign. It's time to choose. With an active Admiralty backing, you can pick between the first Pan-Asian ship, the Tier 7 destroyer Loyang, or the European Friesland of the same tier and type. As the final reward campaign ship, in case you want both, you can acquire the ship you didn't choose for 17,500 doubloons, which I think is like $60. So lots of money if you end up liking both of them. Don't worry, we will have a review of both of them here so you can kind of make an educated choice once you get to the end of the campaign. Loyang, well, it's a Benson class destroyer that has access to improved concealment and the sonar consumable, providing a nice mix between firepower and staying in the shadows. She does, however, sacrifice a whole gun, making her main battery salvos less impactful. If you choose the Pan-Asian ship, you will also receive the Universal Pan-Asian Commander Ding Rushang, whose gunslinger base trait bolsters the main battery reload time. I did ask, if you get him up to 16.4, it's going to be a 4% increase in your, or 4% decrease in your reload time. The other choice for the ships, well, it's Friesland, perhaps the gunboatiest of all gunboats, for one simple reason. She's a destroyer without torpedoes. She belongs to the European faction, and should you lack a specific commander when obtaining her, you will get Jerzy Swirsky, who has been, as you may know by now, probably know by now, he has hide and seek, which increases your concealment on all of your ships. Both Ding Rucheng and Jerzy Swirsky are going to serve as starting universal commanders for Pan-Asian and Pan-European ships as soon as such branches make it to the game, so keep an eye on updates. Ooh, nice little tease right there. As we've mentioned, this campaign is unique in terms of its rewards. With a choice between the two destroyers as the final prize, we aim to provide more flexibility and most definitely an element of choice. Wouldn't be... And most definitely, element of choice wouldn't be the sole campaign that allows you to choose its reward, but don't expect every campaign to be like this from now on, which is pretty cool. So, as far as rewards go, well, if you don't have the Admiralty backing, what you can expect from this upcoming campaign, you'll get 45 common boosters, 12 Type 1 camos, 12 Type 2 camos, 12 Type 3 camos, 9 victory camouflages, 262,500 commander XP, 200,000 credits, 2,500 global XP, 14 promotion orders, 1 insignia, 1 commendation, 7 days of premium account time, 3 Soviet cruiser crates, 1 Soviet cruiser big crate, 1 commander crate, 1 patch background, and 1 patch symbol. If you decide to go ahead and purchase the Admiralty backing, you're going to get 30 rare boosters, 25 epic boosters, 20 Type 1 camos, 20 Type 2 camos, 20 Type 3 camos, 20 victory camouflages, 137,500 commander XP, 1.8 million credits, 17,000 global XP, 26 promotion orders, 3 insignias, 3 commendations, 750 doubloons, 7 Soviet cruiser crates, 3 Soviet cruiser big crates, and, of course, either the European Tier 7 destroyer Friesland or the Pan-Asian Tier 7 destroyer Loyang. So that's the big campaign, but that's not the big event of the update, because I think that's going to be the Halloween is two-headed event. Welcome back to Transylvania and save her again. In the first part of the spookiest event ever, in this throwback episode, you have to escort her to the portal while fighting against evil entities that are very keen on destroying Transylvania, with the battleship Rasputin leading them. The second part is coming right up, starting October 18th, A Light in the Dark will see you fight off Rasputin and his minions once again, this time backed by the terrifying Gorgon launching bats at you. Your main objective is to defend the magic towers, with those being crucial to sealing the portal. Only doing that once and for all can save the world. Rewards? Sure thing. We have themed crates, commander progression items, and more lined up for you. Expect more details on the prizes in the upcoming blog post about Halloween. Make sure to get Bellerophon during the Saving Transylvania part of the event as the 5-star reward, or for doubloons for the whole duration of the update, as this will allow you to obtain the Tier 4 cruiser Genova entirely for free during the Halloween event. Halloween crates contain themed commanders and commander progressional items, along with eerie skins for the following ship. Lexington will get Nobliblium. Shokaku will get the Greatest Gorgon. Bismarck will get Varg. Turpitz will get Magnu S. Benson will get Ghoul. Kagero will get Urashima. Chapayev will get Sevastor. And Charles Martel will get Scarab, which I'm wondering if it's going to be like the Charlemagne Scarab or a completely new skin. Even more content can be found inside Golden Pumpkins. Obtain these in your platform store with the list of goodies available inside. 1,250 doubloons is guaranteed unless you receive the super prize. Commander progression items, credits, camos, coupons, and of course the super prize, which is a 0.1% chance of getting 100,000 doubloons. You can of course check the drop rates starting October 4th once the update goes live. That's not the only spooky thing we have prepared for you. For the scary season, some ancient patches and flags raised from the dead for 13 days only. Visit social, be on the lookout on social channels to get them. Also, just hit the subscribe button. You know I like to post the patch codes here. Anyways, next up, we have the early access to Soviet cruisers. Prepare to welcome more early access ships. Russian cruisers, Kotovsky at tier 4, Gorky at tier 5, Talon at tier 6 are available inside Soviet cruiser crates, and Soviet cruiser big crates, which we are all very familiar with how this is going to work. If you are lucky enough to get one of these ships, make sure to complete the personal mission available once per ship. Ships of the new line sport higher caliber guns and will give you a very familiar feeling if you're used to the original line. Flat ballistics, sonar, and respectable torpedoes makes good all-rounders at every tier. Kotovsky, which will give you a taste for the new line, was named after the Russian Civil War Red Commander. Gorky was awarded the Order of the Red Banner for exceptional actions while defending Leningrad as part of the Baltic Fleet. And finally, Talonen was acquired from Germany before the outbreak of the Second World War, and in the late 1940s was due to a refit in line with Project 83K, significantly enhancing her batteries. Give the new cruisers a shot and hit us with some feedback. As per usual, the Tier 7 ship will cap off the alternate line once the next update hits and branches become researchable. This time, it's the beautiful yet powerful Riga. New ships, well, of course, we've just gone through early access destroyers for the Soviets. So this update, we will be seeing Udaloy join the ranks of Tier 7. And of course, we've all seen and somewhat come familiar with at least seeing Sobrotsky, Bovoy, and Kiev already in the game. They will now be researchable. As far as a premium ship going up for sale, well, there's only going to be one that isn't tied to the special event, and that's going to be the Weimar, a German Tier 6 cruiser. She's a York-class project cruiser. Weimar has 12 fast reloading 5.9-inch guns. Decent speed allows her to serve as mobile, albeit somewhat fragile threat, so play her with caution. Look out for some news on socials and inside the game to find more details about her release. Then the following, we do have some quality of life updates for this game. First off, ship loadouts. You will now be able to actually go in and see ship loadouts without having to own it, which is really nice, I'll be honest. That's one of the main things I would go look for reviews on when I was like at the very beginning of the game and grinding through a game of, okay, what kind of consumables does this thing have? Do I want to grind towards it if it doesn't have certain consumables? Like, having this be able to be reached puts a little sour note on my way, because that was part of the reason I would search out reviews before I started doing YouTube, was to figure out things like consumables. But it is nice that it is finally being added to the game, so pretty much anyone can go ahead and enjoy it. Also, the new sound engine is being released into the game. The sounds in-game have been significantly enhanced. The most notable feature includes a new standard for gunnery sounds and different engine sounds depending on the type of ship, as well as new music and miscellaneous sounds. They are, of course, looking for feedback. I do hope this means we will get jet sounds for our wonderful jets for the Transformers Parsifal thing. They said it was maybe a possibility, so I'm really hoping it is in this. Next, the mission tab has been reworked. You will now see categories instead of missions on the campaign screen. a roadmap for each mission inside the corresponding tab, and more changes. Importantly, many missions that used to have separate cards for legendary tier ships in lower tiers now offer progress shared between at every predetermined ship tier, i.e. tier 4 through legendary. So you'll have more freedom in choosing what ships to use for the campaign. That is always nice, because it also, I feel like I always see those posts of someone like, hey, why is this no longer available to me? And they think they have to, like, they're trying to double up on the challenge. Hopefully this reduces that sort of confusion. And finally, we do have a couple of balance changes, but there's only one set that is like very large, and then there's some minor tweaks elsewhere. So first things first, Azur Lane Baltimore, well, she's getting a main battery reload time buff. She's going from 12 seconds down to 11. Nice little quality of life update there. I think that's bringing her more in line with the Tech Tree Baltimore, because of course they updated Tech Tree Baltimore, and I think this is bringing her in line, if I recall correctly. Also, gearing is getting a nice little buff, which is nice because as much as I love gearing, Kleber has kind of dominated the tier. So they've increased the speed and maximum damage of both AP and HE shells, and also increased muzzle velocity by 5%. AP shells, they've gone to 2100 to 2300. HE shells, 1800 to 2000. So a 200 damage buff on both sides there. The Hatsuhoru main battery reload time is being decreased from 7.5 seconds to 6 seconds. The Hawkins, well, the reload time is being decreased for the stock main battery from 13 seconds to 12 seconds. Reload time decreased for the upgrade main battery from 12.5 to 11. So nice little just tiny tweaks there to make it a little bit more powerful. Also, Montecuculi is getting a rotation speed of main battery is being increased. It was 30 seconds. Now it's going to 25.7 seconds. And then there is the big nerf, because aircraft carriers, they are getting a huge concealment nerf. So let's start and just go through them. For the USA, the Langley is going from a sea detectability range of 8.4 up to 10.6 kilometers. Air detectability from 6.2 to 7.5 kilometers. Ranger has a 10 kilometer detectability right now, going up to 12. By air, it's going from 7.7 to 8.4. Lexington, it is right now an 8.3 kilometer detectability at sea. It's going up to 13.3. It is receiving a small buff, though. Air detectability is going from 10.3 down to 9.3 kilometers for Lexington. Hosho, the tier 3 Japanese ship, 8.2 kilometers by sea, is going up to 10.5 kilometers. Air for it, 6.6 kilometers right now, going up to 7.3 kilometers. Ryujo, which is the tier 5, right now it's 9.5 kilometers, is going up to 11.4 kilometers. And also the air detectability is going from 7.6 up just to 8, so a small little change there. Shokaku, the tier 7, right now it's 9.5 by sea, going up to 12.1. The detectability by air right now is 7.7. It's going to go up to 8.5. Finally, for the German ships, Rhine is right now at 9.5 kilometers by sea. It's going up to 10.6. Detectability by air for Rhine, right now 7.5, going down to 7.4, so nice tiny little buff right there. Wesser, right now sea detectability 9.6, going up to 11.8 kilometers. Detectability by air 7.6 kilometers, going up to 8.2. And finally, the Parseval, right now sea detectability 10.9 kilometers, going up to 12.7. Detectability by air is getting a nerf, though, 10 kilometers down to 8.9. So lots of big changes there. Basically, you're looking at 10-ish kilometers for your big old battleships as far as a detectability range, which is a pretty big nerf. I do expect this to very much change how a lot of people play them, and also just as some other changes to the carriers that are giving us sort of some nerfs. First off, there's a new mechanic of being out of fuel. So once carrier squadrons will now only have 150 seconds of airtime after their ship has been sunk. So if a carrier player loses the mothership, they won't be able to permanently spot for the rest of their team. Next, Dark Silhouette, the ability to help hide your ship. Basically, it's being reduced all around, going from a 3% buff to concealment at level 1 to a 2%, a 6% at level 2 down to a 4%, a 3% at level 3 down to a 6%, and at level 4 it was a 12% buff, now it is at 8. These adjustments affect commanders for Japanese ships Taman Yamaguchi and Archipelago of Iona, as well as commanders for Germany's Hans Geisler and Starscream. Some other changes: the Shards map has been reworked a minimal time for to help with enemy detection. The Star Spangled Fleet project, which is the Oklahoma, if you want it, you just have to start it. If you haven't started it by the time this update goes live, you will not be able to start that in the Bureau anymore. So if you want it, now is the time to start it. AP shell textures have been reworked, with AP tracers becoming more visible, which is great because there's sometimes where it's backed up against a white background and you just can't see anything, and it absolutely stinks. So yeah, guys, that's the patch notes. It is pretty decently packed. I think the aircraft carrier changes are the big ones, right? That is what I'm not surprised by, because they've been teasing it forever, but that is what's going to change the game the most. I look forward to the Halloween event because those are always so much fun. And beyond that, I'm looking forward to playing some new cruisers and to get to try out those new destroyers. So if you liked the video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. See ya.